Assalamu alaikum. So our today's lecture is understand policies, procedures, legislations and best practices for managing information. As we all know that when we are working in an organization, every organization has their rules, their procedures and policies that we have to follow. For example, if an organization has a policy that 7% tax deducted from the salary, whether he is a peon, whether he is manager, or whether any top management person, every employee's salary will be deducted at the rate of 7% tax. So this is the policy that is for everyone. As we are talking about rules are for everyone and everyone has to. As we talk about the policies and procedures and legislations for managing the information, first of all we talk about the policies, that what are the policies, what are the procedures and what is the meaning of legislations. Policies are the set of rules or guidelines for the organization or the employees that have to follow them at any cost. The policies are the rules set by organization for everyone. For example, if I am the employee of an organization, or if I am admission coordinator, or if I am manager of any educational institute, so the policy is for me too. If 7% tax deducted from the salary, this policy is for lower management to top management. Everyone has to follow the policy as rules are equal for everyone. Procedures are the instructions for how the policies are to be achieved. For example, if I am a new student and I want to get admission in BScs, or if I want to get admission in diploma course, so first of all, I search the organization, I search the education institute name on Facebook. Then first step is the applying for the procedure is first procedure. Your step number one for applying is, first of all, I search on the internet. Then I check the name of educational institute. Then after checking the name of the institute, I find out their mail ID, or I find out their contact number. Then I call on the contact number and said, I am the new student. What is the procedure for applying? So they tell me that this is the procedure. We are affiliated with this university and you get the government degree. After this, you need these documents. You have to bring these documents, fill up the form, and then you may get enrolled in the diploma course. So this is the procedure for applying. We can apply directly, but how? We can apply directly by filling the admission form, by paying the fee. This is the procedure of applying for admission. So if you are hired as a new employee, so for new employees, there are many procedures to follow, many instructions to follow that is given by the top management to the new employee. So now what the instructions are, for example, if I am the HR manager of the educational institute, the top management said to me that you have to change the policies and procedures of the system. For example, if the internal management system of the organization is weak, so you have to take the steps to make the internal system strong. For that, you have to follow the procedures. You have to implement the policies that are beneficial for the organization. For example, the procedures for internal management is different. The procedures for upper, lower, or the top management is different. For example, if I am applying as a partner with the CEO or with the owner of the organization, I follow some different procedures regarding it. So what is the procedure for this? For example, I am a businessman, or I am a entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is a person who runs his own business according to his own concepts, according to his own end. So what should I do? I visit the organization, talk to the owner and said, I want to become the partner of your organization. So they said me the procedure for becoming a partner is that first of all, you have to sign the partnership agreement. Then our board of directors sign the partnership agreement. Third procedure is that you have to do a meeting with board of directors so that our board of directors will come to know about the new partner. So these are the procedures that are followed by step instructions. So now, policies are the action that an organization plans to take in managing information. Managing information means that you manage information in an efficient way. The information you are going to gather, the information you are going to collected from any kind of source, you know how to manage that information. Don't transfer the information to other person or to outsider, as the information which you are gathering for your organization, which you are gathering for institution, is a very confidential information. So when you are talk about the confidential information, when we are talking about confidential information, it means that we are not allowed to share that information with any outsider. That is not the part of the organization. So this is how we manage information. This is how organization plans to manage the information, that if I am outsider, if I am not the partner of your CEO, and if I am not the part of the organization, I am just a visitor who come to visit your organization regarding any admission, regarding any job or any other stuff. If you are working on any kind of information, you are not allowed to share that information with the outsider. You never know the person whom you are sharing the information is what kind of a person, whether he is actually a visitor or whether he may be some other person. So you have to be conscious while managing the information. Now, the value of managing information will be based on the combination of the policies, the procedures, the process, the tools, and the technology that take the account on the business requirements. The value of managing information is necessary. If you value the information, if you think that this information is important, that this information is secret, you have to keep the information confidential. When you are working in the organization, you are working for the organization. So always try to sincere with the organization. Don't think that we are just an employee and nothing else. When we are working in the organization, we are the part of the organization. The top management thinks that we are the part of their family. They treat us like we are the family of that organization. So always value the information. Always know that the information you are going to manage is very important, whether it is a very short information, whether it is a like a full stop information. You have to be careful while managing the information, as it is very important for your organization. So now I'm going to ask the questions. Any problem regarding this slide?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Now I'm going to ask you the questions. First of all, Hira, you tell me, what are the policies?
Policies are the set of rules that are made by the organization for everyone, like the employees or any manager. There are a set of rules everyone has to follow and everyone abide by it.
Okay, I use word here managing information. How we manage information in the regard of the policies?
By not giving away the information to any outsiders, because we cannot trust any
Okay, very good.
outsider. He
Very
could be
good.
anyone.
Yes, Hamza, tell me what are the procedures? What do you understand by the word procedure?
Procedures are with instructions, step by step, for the policies in an organization.
Give me an example regarding this. Any example according to your own concept?
Policies like if I sell a product or if I or market a product. Our policy is giving everybody the same amount of, let's say, discount or the same procedure applied in providing the services to all of our clients. It can be like this.
Yes, Abdul Hanan, you tell me what is legislation. Legislation means law making. Law making means the organization that is making the law, that is making the rule for the organization, is known as legislation for the organization. So now tell me what is legislation. Yes, Abdul Hanan.
Basically, legislation, like you can you simply make like the proper aim of legislation is to like make key laws, regulations to keep the data like safe from the outsiders, or like you can
Okay, very good. Yes,
like
yes, yes, please.
it can act as like I'm sorry, just I know this much
It
answer.
is basically legislation is another. Legislation is the name of another word of law making or constitution or rule. In other words, you may say legislations are the rules that is followed by the every employee of the organization. As rules are equal for everyone, no one is allowed to give the favor to any other employee. If any employee wants favor, so we have to give favor to all other employees. So legislations are the law making in regards of data, that how we store the data, how we keep our data confidential from the outsiders. Now explain me. Yes, Mohammed, you tell me how, what do you know about the policies, how you understand the policies and procedures. Yes, now tell me how you understand the policies and procedures of the organization in regards of managing information. Any query regarding this slide, all of you?
No, ma'am.
Now, moving to the next slide, understand the value of managing information. As I told you earlier in the last slide, that managing information is based on the value of the information that brings a value to your organization. You have to manage the information like this, that information that needs to be kept by the law. First point is that information that needs to be kept by the law. Some legislations are the law making that is done by the, or that is made by the organization for the benefits of the employees or the government, that makes rules and laws in order to follow them for the nation. Likewise, if we as we all know that in Pakistan tax rate is increases. So if tax rate is increases, it means that when we are going to purchase something, when we are going to purchase a new car, or when we are going to purchase a new mobile phone, we have to pay the tax in this respect. So as per law, if the government makes this legislation, or legislation is the second name of law making or the constitution. Constitution means that the, just like 1973 constitution, constitution is for the country, and law making rules are for the nation. There is a difference between law making and constitution. Constitution is for the country, and law making rules are for the nation. Now, if constitution passes that the salary of the employees will be fixed, and the salary will be, for example, 45,000 or 50,000. If they pass the constitution that the salary of the private persons who are working in private institution, they may get 45 or 50,000 salary per month. So this is the constitution that is passed for everyone, that is followed by every organization, and it is necessary for them to follow that constitution. If any amendments will be occurred in this constitution, they may be tell later. But right now, for example, if they make the constitution regarding this, that the salary of the employees will be 45 to 50,000 of the private institutions who are working in the private institutes, the people who are working in private institutes are not able to get the good salary package. So if they make this constitution, if they pass the constitution that this is the constitution, so everyone has to follow the rules. Like if organization, the CEO, the director, everyone is bound to follow the rules. But as far as the lawmaking is concerned, lawmaking is only followed by the nation, not for everyone. So for example, if we talk about the health and safety work act, if we talk about for example, children protection act, child protection act. If we talk about the child protection act is that, for example, if a child is being trapped by the persons who are responsible for them to who are responsible for due human trafficking, so the children who are being trapped in human trafficking, so the police, the NGO who saves the children from the human trafficking, after this the government makes a law. The law means the law named Child Protection Act 1973 or 1974 or 1975, yeah, or maybe 2001. As we all know that law changes every year, the act will be changes every year, there will be amendments in every act, like in labor law, like in children protection act, like in women protection act. Likewise, if for example the woman is facing some difficulties in her workplace, so the government of Pakistan launched the app that is known as women safety app. Through this app, the women, especially women, because the app is for women, through this app, every woman is bound to call to the police, and the police will take action in no time. This means that the women safety app is the safety act for the woman, who protects the woman from different kind of problem, like the woman is facing stalking, like the woman is facing any kind of problem during the job. So these are the acts that will be implemented by the law. This is the information that I give to you, that Pakistani government or Shabaz Sharif government will implement this Women Safety Act, that every woman is bound to call the police, bound to install this app in their phones, that if they face any kind of difficulty regarding stalking, regarding any kind of problem she is facing during traveling on road, she may contact the police. So this means that this is the information that needs to be kept by the law. It is need to be kept by the law. Law kept this information under them, but they also give the information to the nation that this is the act we are launching for you, so that you may feel safe while traveling. Information that has ongoing business value, as business is very important for every person. The business you are working, the business you are doing is a very important thing for the businessman, because the businessman made different scenarios, businessmen made different kinds of policies, procedures, that how they earn the profit. If they are not earning the profit, what is the reason behind that? How they change their system so that they may earn the profit. Whether if they are not earning the profit, for example, if the quality of the product is not good, if the staff they hire is not providing them the proper knowledge, is not giving them the good services, if the staff misbehaves with the customers, so as far as the customers are concerned, customer is always right. So if customer switches to other organization or to other brand, it means one customer will leave, others will too, because customers work in market as a word of mouth. They are spreading information through the word of mouth. So if the staff misbehaves with them, so there is of no use, and organization will not be able to get the desired results. So a business person will value his business activity. He knows how to carry the business functions. It is very important to work with the business persons that decide some policies for the business purposes. For example, if my purpose of business is to, for example, if my purpose of business is to earn the profit, but I also know that by earning profit, I may motivate the employees, I may increases the salaries of the employees. But if my business purpose is not clear to me, I will not be able to get the profit. My business purpose is clear to me, that this is the purpose I am doing the business. Profit is something else. For example, if my purpose is that I am a very kind hearted person and my purpose is to help the persons, is to help the people. For example, if I want to establish my own NGO, so the what is the main purpose of the NGO? The main purpose of the NGO is to help the people who are very needy. So if my purpose is clear to me, then I'll be able to earn the profit. I staff the skilled persons and I give them the instructions that you have to be humble with the persons whom you are dealing with. Never insult the persons, as the person who comes to you is your customer and customer is always right. So if you want to give your value to the business, you may have to work on different procedures, on different policies, that how you earn the profit, because the business on whom you are working, you are the owner. If you want to build a good repute in the market, if you want to be in a good books in the market, if you want to create a monopolistic situation in the market, you have to value the business, you have to value yourself, you have to first value your business. The instructions which are given to you by the employees will be followed by them at any cost. Ensure the staff that the policies, procedures and legislations for managing information, the staff, I explained you earlier that the staff you are hiring must understand the policies and the rules in this regard to managing information. Manage information means that you have to keep your information confidential. You know that the person will visit to you is, we don't know what kind of a person he is, whether he is a visitor, whether he is your competitor, or whether he is your enemy. Because when we are working in the organization, when we are working as a good organization, for example, if my company name is, for example, Zawaj, my company name is Zawaj Gold, like this I am supplying the gold, and the other company name is Ali Gold. So the Ali Gold is my competitor. If his employee come to me and he pretend to be a visitor, so it I am bound that not to share any kind of information regarding my business. If you are sharing any kind of information to them, they may use this information, and obviously if they use the information, so this means that it is not good for you and your business. With this information, they may make the policies that you are making, they may change, they may amend those policies that you want to work on. So you have to be careful while dealing with the persons, and you have to understand the policies and rules that are for the organization in regards of managing the information. So the other thing is training. If your or employer needs training, you have to give them the training, so that they will come to know about what are the policies and how we have to follow the rules and policies and legislations within the organization during our working. So while giving them the training, you give them training for different reasons. For example, from workshops you give them the training, from seminars you give them the training. When you give them the training, people will come to know, people will gather the knowledge regarding this, and then they understand that yes, the policies, rules and legislations are very important and they have to follow that the in regard of managing the information. Any query regarding it? I am going to ask you the questions now.
No, ma'am, no questions.
Okay, Hira, you tell me how we value the information, how we value the managing information.
Valuing information is keeping all the important information about the business organization within yourself and not spreading the whole thing with outside world, that is the visitors or any competitors.
Very good. So, what does this mean that information needs to be kept by the law? Do you explain me in 3 to 4 lines and also give one example regarding this?
Information needs to be kept by the law means that any law that is being set by the government or any business organization, we all have to follow that. And the example that you gave already, that you gave us, was the women app. That if any woman working outside or traveling alone is in danger, she's going to use that app.
Yes, Hamza, you tell. Yes, Abdul Hanan,
Yes, ma'am.
tell me that how we value the ongoing business, how we will come to know that the information has ongoing business value. Describe in 3 to 4 lines and give one example regarding this.
Ma'am, basic, if you are if you're like not earning the profit, like, you should ask yourself why, and you need to change it. You need, it can be staff, it can be policies, it can be the product quality or the customers unsatisfactory. And like your first of all, your business, like purpose should be clear, like for what purpose you are doing your business. And like you have to see, like if your employees are good with the customers, are their behavior, and like any like any policy that you made will be followed by your employees.
Okay, very good. Yes, Amin, you tell me. Abdul Hanan, you give me the answer.
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
Okay, now tell me how we ensure that the staff understand the policies and procedures regarding managing the information.
Like we can
Yes.
do take feedback or like ask from the managers or like we can give them training to, like if we get a like if we get a bad feedback from any customers or anything, so of course we should, like we guess, like if there is a lack of training in the employees, so we should give them training by using seminars or like meetings, or like by showing them video, or making some more policies, like strict policies, and that should be followed.
Yes, Ira, you give me the answer of this question. How would you ensure that your staff is going to follow all the rules, policies, and legislations? Give me the answer regarding managing information.
We can run workshops, we can give them the proper training to make them understand that there are some policies that in the organization, there are some procedures and legislation that they have to follow, and we have to provide them the proper training, and there should be many sessions to make them understand all of these.
So now policies, procedures, and legislations for managing information. First one is when you are follow the policies, when you are follow the rules and legislations, the they provide you the better quality service. When the employees follow the procedures, policies, they will able to give you the proper quality service regarding the customer service, regarding any kind of query. If you have any query, the persons who are working within the organization, if they are well trained, they may give you the better quality service. If they are not well trained, or if they misbehave with you, you are not be satisfied with them, and you may switch to other, maybe you may switch to your competitor's brand. If there, or if the staff the your competitor is hiring, the staff has been hired by your competitor is good, if they deal the clients very good, if they deal the clients in efficient way, they treat them with very humble style, so we all prefer to switch to those brands that give us proper information, their staff deal us very well, their staff behaves with us in good way. So if your quality service is better, it may improve the reputation of the organization. For example, if I talk about, just for likewise, if I talk about Sanayan brand, I said to you that yes, this brand is very good, the staff they hire in this regard is very cooperative, they respond to the queries fast, and I prefer you all, and I recommend you all that you may buy the clothes from that brand, because they give the same thing that we see on the screen. So yes, the brand is my trusted brand, and if I said to you that their quality is very good, they are offering, if the employees follow all the procedures, all the rules, this means that their customer service is good. If the organization is hiring the persons, if the organization is hiring the skilled staff, they may provide you the better information. And if the information providing by to the employees by you is good, it means that they enhances the quality of the organization's goodwill, and they may create a monopolistic situation in the market. For example, if I am the competitor of HP, and you call me regarding your printer, you call me regarding your laptop, you said that the hard disk of the laptop destroys, the hard disk doesn't work, and if I respond you in a good way, you may come back to HP and purchase the laptops, purchase any other printers, any other products they are manufacturing in the market, you love to purchase. If I misbehave you in this regard, so what would you do? You quit towards the other brand, you quit towards the Dell. You said that Dell's staff is very good, they are very cooperative, they cooperate us, they didn't misbehave with us, so why we use HP laptops or HP printers? We may switch to other brand so that their employees who are dealing to us is very good, they behave us very well, so we recommend all of you to purchase the Dell laptops. So now, a safer workplace, if the staff is following all the policies, all the rules, it may becomes a safe workplace for everyone. For example, if there are two employees working in an organization, for example, if I talk about me, I'm working in an organization, and from one of you stalks me. So what should I do? If the internal management is strong, if the internal management understand all of these problems, what should they do? I report to the top management, and top management call the police, involve the police in this case, and the person who is talking to any kind of person is going to be arrested by the police. So this means that the place you are working is a very safer place. As I told you earlier that the government of Pakistan launches women's safety app. If you are traveling on the road and someone stalks you, you may install this app, immediately call the police, immediately call them, immediately complain them. The person who are working there, they respond you in no time, then they ask the police to go and check. And if your information is correct, the person will be arrested by them. And of course, when these kind of people are arrested, all the females, all the women make their environment safe, they will be safe while traveling on the roads. So the place you are working may be a safe workplace for all of us. If someone working there may cause disturbance for you regarding any kind of respect, you may call the police, you may talk or complain to the top management, and the top management will take action regarding this. So if they take action regarding this means that the place you are working is a safer place for you, is a better place for you to work. Legislations in regards of managing information. Data Protection Act 1998 is an act. In this act means that if you are managing the information relating to any kind of individuals, relating to any kind of groups, you are not allowed to transfer the information which is important for you and your organization. If you do this, then the act, Data Protection Act, will be involved in this. And obviously, if the top management complains the person regarding this, that he is doing this in the organization, so the action will be taken by the Data Protection Act, and all the data is in safe hands with the Data Protection Act 1998. Any query regarding this? Yes,
No,
all?
ma'am.
Okay. So now tell me, Hira, you tell me, what do you mean by the better quality service?
This means that if all the employees in an organization are following proper procedures and policies, they are going to give a better service, better quality service to the customers. This will ensure that the customers are then now our loyal customers. They are going to be dedicated with us. And for example, if we are purchasing any brand product, and if we give out if we get the good service from them, we are going to stay with them. We're going to stay loyal.
Okay, very good. Yes, Amin, you tell me how we make a workplace a safer workplace for employees to work there. Yes.
Ma'am, we should make a strict policies like the place should be safer and there should be more managing activities like there should be more security and safer and comfortable place for everyone to work there.
Give an example regarding this. How the place will make safer for the employees? Any example?
Like for example, ma'am, there should be always a security guard beside the door gate or something.
Okay, my question from you is this: if the security guards also involved in this matter, what would you do in that case?
Like in that matter, we should easily call the police and they comes to investigate and all.
Okay. Yes. Abdul Hanan,
Yes, ma'am.
my question from you is this: what is the legislation in regards of managing the information? Legislation means lawmaking. Do you
Yeah.
think there is any
So
kind of act that protects the data from leaking, that protects the data from transferring through?
yes, ma'am. There is Data Protection Act. So it basically does what it like. If, for example, if any organization sees that an employee is trying to uh, trying to share their confidential information to the outsiders, so they will simply contact the data protection. So they will simply protect the information of the organization. So you can say that there is some act or law that protects the information of the organizations, and their information is safe in their hands.
Very good. So we talked earlier about the policies, procedures, and legislations for managing information. Now we talk about the best practices for managing information. That what are the best practices for managing the information? First one is define the strategy. When you are talking about the practices, first of all, you decide that what kind of strategy you are going to apply in this regard. The strategy is the overview of the managing information of the management strategy, that process for managing the information. First one is define the strategy. Strategy is very important in this regard. While we talk about the best practices, the strategy is an overview of the management strategy. The people who are working in the organization, who are implementing these best practices, would make the strategy regarding this and outline the process that how they manage the information. Likewise, if I am the outsider and you didn't know that I am not the part of organization, you share the information with me. So I am the outsider. In this way, you are not able to trust on me. If you share the information with me and I transfer the information to the competitor, or if I transfer to the information to the groups that are relates to different activities, so obviously when the information is shared to other groups relating to such kind of activities, like for example, if the activity is of say for instance bomb blasting activity, for example terrorist groups, for example drug peddlers, or what else, you don't know who I am. So if I transfer the information to the people, it may cause you in a very big trouble. It creates a troublesome situation for you and your organization. So if you did this in this regard, your organization, your management make the strategy that outsiders are not allowed to visit the organization. There is a strategy they make and the outline they make. If we see any outsider regarding the outsider company regarding any kind of suspicious activity, if we see that the person who is working or who is wandering here and there without any reason, this means that this shows a suspicious activity of the person. So they make the outline that if any one of you see that kind of person, you call the police, you report to us and we report to the police, so that the police will come, arrest the person, ask them what is the matter to him, why he wanders here and there without any reason. So strategy is that the outsider is not allowed to visit. The outline is that if you see any kind of suspicious activity, you may call the police, so that police take action on this regarding this aspect. So the process will set up with the framework. When we talk about the strategy is set up by the framework. The framework for this process will consist of the process design, the different procedures, the activities. The process design will consist of the tasks, will consist of the processes and work products. So framework means a short overview regarding your strategy. What is your strategy? How you implement it. The framework consists of how you implement the strategy. Establish clear goals and responsibilities. After defining the strategy, you have to establish the clear roles, that what your role is in the organization, why you are working in the organization, and what is your role in the organization, what are your responsibilities regarding your job description. For example, if I am a new employee, so what would you do? You are the top management of the company and the senior managers attach me to you. The top management attach me to the senior managers, so that they will explain me that what is my role, what is my responsibility. They give me the proper trainings. When my training is completed, the top management responsibility is that they give me free hand in my work. I work with them and I fulfill my responsibilities. I understand all my goals. So I attach with the senior managers. They give me the proper training. They explain me that this is my roles, and the organization, the top management expectations from me is very high. So if I fulfill their requirements, if I fulfill their expectations, I have to first perfect in my job. I have to give my job a time. So any query regarding this? All of you?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Now, Hira, tell me how we define the strategy.
Strategy is basically a plan that we design to fulfill any long-term aim that we have in the business organization. That will the process will consist of the tasks and the work products or the designs.
Okay. Yes, Abdul Amin Sheikh. Yes, Amin Sheikh. You give me the answer. How we establish the clear roles and responsibilities?
The management should communicate with the staff, and they should make policies about the responsibilities and everything. And the higher managing people are responsible for the companies and business.
Yes, Hamza, you tell me how we define the strategy. Define the strategy means that when we are working in the organization has to make the strategy. Strategy is that if first point is that in this regard, that if I am the outsider, the organization doesn't allow me to visit the institute or to visit the organization. If I am connected with the groups that are interlinked or that are involved in different suspicious activities, so what did the organization do? The organization didn't allow me to visit the organization for any kind of stuff. They do not allow me. Next one is that they make the outline means that if they again see me to wandering outside their organization, they complain the police, and the police will come and arrest the suspicious person. This is the outline the organization make in regard to keep their environment safe. And framework means that the person who is wandering here and there will be investigated by the police, that why he is wandering here and there and again peeping through the window to the office. What is the aim of peeping through the window? On which aim he again came back, or he or she came back? So the framework set up by the organization in this regard is that if you see any suspicious person, you call the police. The police comes and investigate to the person, that why he is involving the suspicious activity and what is the aim of coming to the institute or coming to the organization in respect of visitor or any kind of aspect. Actually, he is not a visitor. Maybe he is your competitor. Maybe he is your enemy. So the organization first define the strategy, make the strategy, and then they outline the process, that how they keep the information safe, and then they set up the framework regarding this. Now, establish clear goals and responsibilities as you join. Now, so I again tell you that the organization in which you are working, the roles which are given to you will be clear to you. The responsibilities, the job descriptions given to you by the top management will be clear to you. For example, if I am the new employee, the senior managers will give me the training so that the top management expectations are fulfilled, and I work according to the given instructions so that I able to communicate with them, fulfill the requirements, fulfill the expectations that is attached with my job description. Now understand? Yes, Hamza.
Yes, I understand, ma'am.
So now tell me, how would we define the strategy so that I move forward?
Strategy is a company puts forward some guidelines towards their employees in order to communicate with the outside people. Just like a product made in a factory, we cannot ask any customer directly to interlink with us. Maybe he is, somebody from our competitor trying to take the secrets of our products. In order to overcome that, we have some specific guidelines to ensure that the person is not a spy or is not taking our product secrets.
Okay, very good. Now move towards the next slide's method of validation. What is legislation in regards of managing information? Yes, Amin Sheikh, you tell me. Legislation means the policies, the rules that is set by the government, the law making that is set by the government. The constitution that is set by the government is known as legislation. In order to protect the information, in order to save the information, to get rid the information from the suspicious people, the government make the act that is known as Data Protection Act. According to this act, you are responsible to keep the information confidential. You are not allowed to disclose the information which is secret regarding to your organization or any kind of stuff. For example, if I am the auditor and I pretend to be the editor as I'm not the editor, as I'm involving in some kind of suspicious activities, that is, for example, I am running my NGO to show that I am helping the people, but at the back and some other suspicious activities are going to be done. So if I come to your organization for audit, so what did I do? I first monitor all the activities of your organization, then I report to the people which are involved in the suspicious activities. So in order to avoid these kind of activities, government made the act named Data Protection Act 1998, and according to this act, you are bound to follow this act and you are bound to keep the information confidential, as the information of the organization is private, and when you are working there, you are bound to follow all the rules and regulations. Now you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So now give me the answer. What in regards legislation in regards of managing information, so that I'll be move forward to the next slide. Please give me the answer.
Ma'am, government introduced the Data Protection Act 1998 so that there should be no suspicious activities and no one should no outsider come from outside to the organization, or any suspicious activities should be done there. So in order to protect that, protect the identity and everything, so government introduced this act.
Okay, fine. Then I tell you about the best practices for managing information. I have already described you about these two slides, that how we define the strategy and how we establish the clear goals and responsibilities when we are working in the organization in order to manage the information. Do you want me to explain again, or I'll move forward further?
No, ma'am. It was easy. We can move forward.
Okay, fine. Develop a plan. After that we establish the clear goals and responsibilities, we have to develop the plan, and the plan includes that how we use the documents, how we organize the information that is needed for the initiatives. The plan that is created by organizing and prioritizing all desired knowledge required for the project, that is based on the stakeholders and the team. For just like after the goals are clear, we have to develop a plan. The plan is like that how we use the documents when we are working in the organization. When they are going to hire us, they require our documents so that they check whether our documents is real or not. So we submitted the documents in the organization, and we have written on the documents and our CNIC that this is for official use. So how to use that documents is in the hands of the top management. If the person working in the organization or in the top management is involved in suspicious activities, your documents may go to the hands of those people who are not good or who are the part of the organization, but the activities regarding the all the stuff is suspicious. So they have to develop the plan that how they save the documents from those people, so that your documents will not go into the wrong hands. When documents or your CNIC go into the wrong hands, they use it in a negative sense. For example, if my sister's or my brother's ID goes into wrong hands, sometimes people use that ID for committing a crime. For instance, if they want to kill some person, you want to kill someone due to enmity or due to any competition, they take the fake IDs and issue the number on that fake ID. So on that basis, they are going to commit the crime. So always make a plan that how you save your information, how you save your documents, so that the documents will not go into wrong hands. When the police investigates, the police will come to know that the person is using the fake ID. But first of all, whose ID is going to be used in the crime, police first ask the questions, police first investigate from the person that how his CNIC, his or her CNIC go into wrong hands. So always remember that you have to develop a plan that how you use your documents, how you use your CNIC, how you save your CNIC from these kind of persons, so that your data will not be going to wrong hands. So the plan, as far as the organization is concerned, the plan is created by the top management as per their desired knowledge, and the stakeholders or the shareholders. Stakeholders is a second name of shareholders, or you may say that shareholders is a second name of stakeholders. Both are the same thing, both words are the same, both persons are the same. They are the persons who invest funds in your business, who invest money in your business, so that you may gain a profit in order to achieve a goal, in order to maintain a goodwill in the market. So you have to develop a plan and then move forward in your organization. After then, develop policies based on the strategy and plans. First of all, we define the strategy, we have to check it. Then after, we have to outline the strategy, then we have to make the framework regarding the strategy. So now after developing a plan, what we should do, we have to develop the policies based on the strategies and plans. What kind of plans the organization is going to work, what kind of strategy the organization is going to make, whether they define the guidelines for how the information is collected, how the information is stored, and how the information is transferred or is dispersed. Dispersed means how the information is transferred to the people. The persons who are the representatives of the organizations, they are bound to transfer the information to the people, to the visitors. But first of all, how the information is collected? Information is collected through internet, information is collected through the magazine, information is collected through the surveys, information is collected through visiting different educational institutes, by visiting their research department, by visiting the any organization, and to meet with the CEO, to meet with the vice chancellor, so that the information is collected and the information is stored in the form of Excel sheet. When the information is collected, it is stored in the form of documents, the whether the documents are in manual form or the whether the information is stored in the form of Excel sheet. You know, Excel sheet is made, the work is done on Excel sheet. When we are working on the organization, we are bound to do the entries on the Excel sheet. That is the data which is stored by the organization on the Excel sheet. And then when the data is stored, then the data is disposed. Disposed means that we transfer the information to the people, to the visitors, so that they will come to know that what our organization is going to be do, what is the aim of the organization, what the organization offers, and at the end, what does the organization do? By developing, implementing the policies, the organizations can successfully implement their strategy. First of all, develop your plan, then implement the policy, then manage the information, manage the policies regarding this, then you can be able to implement the strategies in the organization. After this, develop matrices for measuring success. When we are working in the organization, we all want success, so that if we deliver the proper information to the candidates, they are working as a marketer, as a word of mouth marketer. So if we deal them properly, they transfer the information to the other persons, so that this might be a success for us. In order to develop the success, or to measuring the success matrix, you have to achieve the information through the objectives. The following steps must be taken regarding this. First one is identify the strategic objective. What is your objective, main objective? For example, if we talk about the educational institute, the objective of the educational institute is to facilitate the human beings, is to facilitate the students, so that every student will get the proper information regarding the admission. If the reasonable package is offering to the student, the main objective of the organization is to offer the reasonable fee package to the students, as every student has a right to get the education. So in that case, the organizations, the institutions help the students, so that their objective is to give the students a nominal fee package, so that every student can afford the education. Second one is define the matrices for measuring success in achieving the strategic objective. What is your matrix? Matrix means what is your policy regarding success? What are kind of policies you are working on? For example, if you are offering a discount to the orphan person, it means that the policy is not for one orphan. The policy is applied on other orphan students, so that they may get their education in good quality terms. Then after, define a plan for how to measure the progress towards achieving the matrices. Then after that, you have to develop a plan that how you measure the progress. What is the plan for getting the progress in admissions, so that you may get the success? For example, if the plan is that the educational institute gave full funded scholarship to first 10 students who joined the class on 1st Feb. So they have to develop a plan regarding this, how they sent the information, and after that, whether the progress they will be get in admissions or not. Of course, they will be get the proper progress, because every student wants the reasonable nominal package in fee. So if the organization or if the institution is offering that they are offering 100% scholarships or full funded scholarships to the students, students will not wait and run to the institution to get the admissions. So this is how you achieve the success after implementing the policies. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So now tell me how we develop a plan in regards to manage the information. Hira, you tell me first.
By keeping all the documents safe with us, and this way we are going to keep all the desired knowledge and information protected and not given to anybody.
Okay, yes. Yes, Amin Sheikh. You give me the answer. How you develop a plan in regards to manage the information.
Ma'am, we should develop a plan by not giving the information and important documents to others, like in the wrong hands, who can misuse the information. And the plan, it should be included like about the project, how to make the project, project and about the shareholders and all. So if it goes in some other's hand, in the wrong hands, it should be a problem in our business.
Very good. So methods of testing and validating information and knowledge in the workplace. When the organization hires the employee, they want their documents to get verified. The verification methods are used, different skills, different knowledge, different judgments and behaviors. For example, if you are working in the organization as admission officer, as HR officer, or as HR coordinator, your top management said to you that you are a new employee, so we want your documents with your CNIC. They will take your documents from you, check your CNIC, and verify that your degree is whether true or not. Whether you get this degree from the university or the degree is fake. So verification methods are used to measure the skills, the judgments, and the behaviors. The verification may not effectively capture all the areas of knowledge, skills, judgment, and behaviors, but multiple methods of validation can be selected in this regard. First one is case study. Methods of validation, case study. Well, do you know what case study is? When we are talking about the case study, it depends. Case study based on the articles basically. Case study based on the discussion that we have earlier discussed in the class about any kind of stuff. For example, if I give you the case study on characteristics of operations management and what are the methods of validation regarding this, I search the articles from net regarding this and then I make a case study on it and I said to you that this is your assignment, this is the case study, you have to complete it on time. So the case study involves the detailed examination of the particular person, group, or the situation. Typically, the individuals are presented in this. Individual means that if I am the student and you are my instructor, so you give me the case study. For example, you give me the case study on characteristics of management, the article which is based on the characteristics of management. I have to read the case study and find out the important points regarding the characteristics of information. I have to type the information, I have to type the assignment on Microsoft Word so that you may able get to know whether I understand all the lectures or not. So this is how case study helps in the validation of the information and knowledge. I give you the scenario regarding this. For example, I give you the scenario that I am the CEO of Raja Rani Shoes. Explain me what are the characteristics of operations management and how do I validate my information and knowledge with respect to the workplace. So this is the scenario I have given to you. Now you have to give me the answers on it. Now you give me the answers on it by searching through internet, by searching on Google, by searching on Facebook, by searching on articles, by searching on any kind of material you are searching for the case study for the scenario. You have to use the internet, you have to use the Google. Then you are able to write the answer or give me the answer of that scenario that I'm given to you. So the case study basically given to the students so that the instructor may come to know about their perception, about their thinking skills, about their creativity, that how much creativity students will put in the lecture, how the creativity will the students put in the subject. Documentation review. The documentation review occurs when written communication is assessed. For example, if I am the CEO of the organization, I review your documents You have sent me the messages, you have sent me the mails regarding this. I have, for example, if you want to take admission in the institution, so what will you do? You send me the message or you email me on the mail ID and write the subject which contains these lines that Assalamu alaikum ma'am, I want to take admission in this program. These are my documents. I have a study gap of 9 or 10 years. My age is 27 or 28. Now, please tell me whether I will get the admission or not. So, you have sent me the email. Email is also the part of the written communication. So, after receiving your email, I will review your documents and then I will say to you whether you will get admission or not. Example is chart documentation. Through chart documentation, you may review all the documents, you may review all the scenario. But I'll give you the example of written communication documentation review in the perspective of students so that you may understand the example easily. Clear?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
So yes, Amin Sheikh.
Yes, ma'am.
Amin Sheikh, tell me how case study is involved in the method of validation. Give me one example too regarding this.
Case study is a scenario like there is option to show our skills. The students can show their skills in writing. So, and the response should be very optional, like what is their perspective of the students.
Perspective, their thinking. You may
Yeah,
say what is their thinking.
Yeah, ma'am. The thinking of the students, it can be shown by the case studies of like case study questions or something like this.
Yes, of course, case study at the end of the case study basically is a comprehension, is a comprehensive part, is a comprehension. You may say that case study is comprehension. And in comprehension, at the end, question answers are given regarding the case study. So after reading the case study, you have to answer the questions according to your own concept, according to your own knowledge. Yes, Sarah, tell me what is documentation review and give me one example regarding this.
Documentation review is when the higher manager or CEO of the company is assessing our documents regarding if it is right or not, true or not, the documents that are given or provided to them, if they're authentic or not.
Okay, give me one example regarding this.
For example, if you're taking admission in any program, or if there's something that is going on, like an event or a program which is going on, and we contact the CEO or the manager of that program, and we say that we want to take part in it, so they're going to assess the documents that we have given to them, like if we are giving them the proper documents or not, the true ones or not.
Okay, very well done. Now move towards next slide, the methods of validation, evidence of daily work. The evidence of daily work, you may say that you will give the evidence of daily work by giving report to the top management that what will you do the whole day in the organization, what is your job description. For example, if your senior manager asks you to send the information to 90 people, so at the end you may report to the person that yes, this is the work done by me, this is the evidence. You may check my phone, I send the information to the students and I also talk to them, I also clear their queries regarding them. This is my evidence of daily work. So what does the top management do? They check your work and understand that you may give the information to the people. The messages which are in the phone are the evidence for you. For example, using a piece of equipment or software program daily for a long period of time without issues would be evidence of competence. Just like SPSS, just like Peachtree, like QuickBooks, these are the accounting softwares and you are working in on it. If the software doesn't create any problem for you, it runs smoothly. This means that the developer makes the software according to his ability, and the entries you are doing in the QuickBooks are the evidence of your work. So the top management will check these entries and then they will give you the next task. Evidence submission. Now they just check your daily work. Evidence submission is that you have to submit your information or your mobile phone to the top management, so the top management will come to know what work will be done by you when you are working in the organization, what will you do on to the whole day in the organization, whether you are working on PC, whether you are working on mobile phone, both are the evidence of your work which will be done by you. So in, for example, the patient satisfaction competency, here we talk about the patient satisfaction, but if in perspective of the student of a, or if in perspective of the employee, if you are the employee, I am the manager and I said to you, come here, give me your mobile phone so that I will check whether you send the information to the clients or not, whether you will quickly respond to the queries of the students or not. So leave the mobile here so that I will check and then tell you about the feedback later regarding this. Online simulations. Online simulations is virtual comprised recreation of real work events. The methods can be used in validating the high risk, time dependent, volume, and hazard situation. Online simulation basically is a kind of software. Online simulation basically is a kind of software, but the software, as you all know, that software is in computer. Like if we talk about Primavera, if we talk about Oracle, if we talk about any kind of software, any kind of online simulation, they are the softwares. Online simulation means the softwares that you are working on. Sometimes if software is not installed properly, you may get problems in finding your results regarding this. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So, I mean, you tell me what is meant by evidence of daily work.
Ma'am, it shows the evidence that employee has done in daily works, like in mobile or PC. What have he done in today's work? And the manager or top level can see the evidence through mobile or PC.
Very well done. Yes, Ira, you tell me how you submit the evidence regarding your work.
Firstly, we have to report to the higher managers, senior managers of what we are doing daily. If we are asked to report it to some like certain people, so we are going to, at the end of the day, we are going to go and tell them that yes, we have done all of this. And showing them the evidence means we have to like show them the proper mails or the proper things that we have forwarded to other people, that is by the phone or the PC or the laptop or whatever that is.
Very good. I mean, you tell me what is online simulation.
Ma'am, it's like the sending emails or any like
Yes.
sending a message or like in emails or something.
Online simulations, you may say, is a type of software, just like QuickBooks, like accounting software. But through this software, you may able to find your results. If the software doesn't work properly, it may create problems or may create barriers for you in finding the results. So on moving on next slide, methods of testing information and knowledge in workplace. In earlier slide, I have told you about the validation, and in this slide, we will come to know the methods of testing information. First one is unit test. Unit test is the part of the software development system in which the small parts of applications called the units are individually tested for proper operation. For example, if I will ask you about regression. regression is a part of SPSS software. And I ask you to apply the regression test. So this means that you apply the small part of the application. Regression is a small part of the software. Regression is a small part of the application. So you have to apply the regression test. That regression test is called the unit. That is individually tested for proper operations, means that you are an individual person and I give you task that you will apply regression test on this table, on these numbers, on these figures. So this means the unit test, the test which is done on the software in the form of small parts. First part is regression, second part is linear regression, third part is, like for example, third part is PCA. So the work which is done on the software but in small parts, not full but in parts, is known as the unit test, so that the person will come to know about whether you are able to apply the proper formula regarding it or not. Then integration or test system. Test system is also the part of the software testing, which includes the software modules that are combined in tested as a group. For example, this is also the part of software. I'll ask you to install SPSS in your computer, so that I will give you the assignment regarding this. What you do next, you install the SPSS in your software. Then I will say to you, open this file. The file contains the PCA or the file contains the linear regression. Open it and apply the test on these numbers. For example, I give you the table which contains the information and knowledge difference. Now tell me which is best in it, whether information is best regarding this or knowledge is best regarding this. You have to apply the linear regression test on it. So this is how I asked you that you will give me the test on the software, so that I will come to know about that what will you do when you are perform in a group. I will make the groups of two. For example, I will make the groups of two. I make your group with, for example, Hamza. I make your group with Rasha. I make your group with any other person and ask you to apply the test. So this is known as the system test or integration, the test which is taken on the software and from the individual person, so that they will come to know that whether you are able to do the test in the group or not. Now functional test. After this test is informed, after you perform this test, the different level of tests are used on it. When you are on the university level, you have to learn lot of things. You have to learn lot of knowledge according to your subject.